Welcome back, everybody. Glad to see a lot of the same people here for day number 3. Our episode today is going to be based off of a question that we actually got yesterday from Travis Lusky. So Travis, great question. And his question was in regards to having food service equipment no longer have doors. So I've titled the name of this episode as the Touchless Movement, or the Touchless Society, if you will. But a few housekeeping notes as usual. If you are catching us here on YouTube, you can always catch us live if you'd like to be a part of the discussion at the end, 3 p.m. Central, Monday through Friday. We welcome you to come and join us. We've also set up an email account, so if anybody would like to send in topic ideas, any questions that you might have, or even some great memes to share at the end, as you know I like to do, and that email address is going to be placedinshelter@gmail.com, so it's real easy to access. So let's go ahead and move forward. I'm going to go ahead and share my screen here with you. And today's topic is going to be the touchless movement. So obviously today we've got a different atmosphere than many of us have been used to or have ever experienced before. And seeing as how the question was, for example, one of our FSD humidified cabinets not having a door on that because of the germ possibilities on the handles and on the door itself, so customers can access the food without having any issues. Now, in this part of the talk, I'm going to talk about 3 different things. Number 1 is going to be kind of what is this movement? What are my ideas about it? Number 2 is going to be why the doors work and why our cabinets are such a positive choice for people. And then last but not least, what kind of equipment we have that does fit with this movement. So part of the problem I have with it is you start thinking about all the things that happen, for example, at a convenience store or a gas station, right? If you were to go there and you decide that you need to pump gas, for example, you are now touching that gas pump, and you also have to touch the screen and choose which kind of gas you want. So there's a lot of touching going on there. And if you don't worry about that, the next logical step is, well, you've got to open up the door in order to get inside the store. Okay, well, now we move past that, and you have to pay with money, and money's not the cleanest thing ever. So what's my problem comes in when you start looking at the next slide, and this is straight breaking news, America's Most Wanted. Apparently, the handles on the doors are the problem. And the issue that I have is I have to suspend my belief in thinking that I didn't just touch 10 other things on the way to get that sandwich. And the reality is I did. And the door handle itself is no cleaner or dirtier than any of the things that I had to touch in order to get into the store. So the question becomes, logically, I come up with 2 different solutions of this. Either A, you have to make everything in that process touchless. You can't touch the gas pump. You're going to have a gas attendant there. Well, if you want to tip the gas attendant for pumping your gas, now you're touching the money again. Are we really going to go to a completely cashless system where you're not touching that? So the whole idea of not having a door on the cabinet kind of strikes me wrong. I don't think it's that logical. It's kind of vilifying something that shouldn't be. Why is it that the doors work? And why is it that Hatco has been so successful with our humidified cabinets? And if you remember from the conversation yesterday, we talked about merchandisers. And the merchandisers do a great job of holding for 30 minutes. And then we went into some troubleshooting of how you can get longer hold times. But if you truly want more quality in your food holding, the cabinet is the way to go. And the reason for that is, number 1, you're completely controlling the environment. So you don't have any outside forces. You don't have an HVAC system blowing cold air down on your food. You really control the environment where the food is. And with the Hatco system, having the downdraft system, you get an even heat from top to bottom, left to right, which is going to give you the best food quality as well as food safety with that unit. You also have the added benefit of having humidity. So for example, the picture on the left there, you have pizza, and pizza does great with a little bit of humidity in there. Wrap product itself doesn't obviously benefit as much from the humidity as something like a pizza does that's open to the air. But those are all added benefits that you're going to get by using the cabinet. So I don't see that going anywhere in the near future. Now, here's the great thing about what I think. it doesn't matter. If moving forward, the perception is it is not safe and there's too many germs on the doors, and really society moves forward and they don't want that anymore, the great news is Hatco does have options for you that are already available. And that will be our FS3 HAC air curtain, or for short, front of the house air curtain. And what's great about this unit is it gives you the best of both worlds. So we talked about merchandisers yesterday, and the big benefit to merchandisers is that you have accessibility to the food. You don't have to worry about a door. You don't have to worry about the germs on the handles. You don't have to even worry about opening the door. You know, a lot of studies have been done that show people purchase less food when there's an obstruction between them and the food. If I'm holding on groceries and I have to open a cabinet, I'm less likely to purchase the food. You also get an added benefit here with the air curtain of having the extended hold times of the cabinet. So you put them together and you get the air curtain. Now the air curtain is going to give you the best of both worlds. You're going to get the long hold times and you're going to get the easy accessibility. You get the front of the house look right here. Now this unit in particular does not have any humidity. And the reason for that is it's all wrapped product. And you can't have open parts of food or boats, you know, of chicken tenders in there, because you wouldn't want customers reaching over your open exposed food. So everything going in this unit is going to be packaged. So you have a built-in safety and security right there. Now, Hatco also offers back of the house air curtains that do have humidity. And now if you put those behind the counter and you're practicing serve safe, now you can put open food products in there and it excels with your fried products, with your crispy products. It does a phenomenal job. Biscuits are held really, really well in this unit. So moving forward, if this is the way to go, if this is the way of the future, we already have solutions for you. And this unit really does a great job. Here's another picture. We have them in multiple different sizes. Here's a smaller unit for you. You have merchandisers on the front, and as you can see, there is a sign holder as an option. Now, one of the better looks that I feel is because that is cold rolled steel, you're able to get a nice magnetic graphic, and you can change that out. So if your logos change or if the product that's going in it changes, it gives you a lot of versatility. So you can take those on and off throughout the day. So that leads us to the end of the conversation, and now we are going to move into our question and answer session. So again, to make the question and answer session easier, what we're going to do is open up the chat. So at the bottom of the screen, if you were to scroll down there, you see the chat option. You can go ahead and type your questions in, and we'll go ahead and give you some answers here. We would like to keep them somewhat relevant to the topic at hand, meaning touchless, or humidified holding, air curtains. Go ahead and ask any questions that you have. Bob the Builder doesn't have one today? Excellent question here from Joe McAuliffe. Have you been practicing your karaoke during the off season? Yes, prior to social distancing, which was probably about a month ago now, I did have the opportunity to go to the bar and sing my favorite. As Ryan Dobson just said, let the bodies hit the floor. So hopefully some of you will be able to attend Hatco University in the future, and you'll be able to experience that firsthand. All right, JY, moving forward, do you see places not allowing customers self-serve? Food has to be handed to them from the food service agent with gloves on. Great question. I've actually had one of my customers come to me and tell me they truly believe moving forward, self-serve is not going to be an option, at least in their stores. Whether that carries throughout other stores, I don't know, but they're in the practice right now of looking at changing out all of their heated wells and salad bar areas to have either heated shelves or cold shelves to handle strictly packaged product. So that way you can still self-serve, but you're no longer having to actually have exposed food there. So great question. Bob the Builder, how many different color finish options do we have? So as long as the paint that we have is high temp paint, it is available. So I believe with the air curtain units, we have all of our standard Hatco colors. You're just not able to get any of the polished finishes, the stainless finishes, things like that. But we do have all of the standard color options available. Any other questions today? Are the shelves only available slanted? Great question. No, actually the shelves are built in with 2 screws on them, and then there's a stopper. Now, as you unscrew them, you can actually change the position and then screw them back in place, and that dictates where the shelf hits the back of the unit, and it can either be horizontal or slanted. Now, one caveat to that is if you do choose to have them in the horizontal fashion, the top shelf gets a little bit close to the top of it. So most of the time in the horizontal setting, I see 2 shelves as opposed to 3. Now, one other fix to that, we have the availability of having shelves at different lengths, so you can have them tiered, where the top shelf is a little shorter, the middle shelf is clearly middle, and then the bottom shelf is longer. So it gives you that tiered approach. That also helps. All of the lights on the unit, Lou, excellent question, are not incandescent lights. Those are all LED lights. It's balanced lighting throughout the unit. So not only on the sides, so you're gonna get a nice lit up pattern throughout the whole unit. Great questions today, guys. Any other ones?
Ryan, I had a question come in privately, and it was asking about the power requirements that we have for this unit. Could you talk about that for a second?
Certainly. Power requirements are going to be on the smaller units. You're going to be able to have 120 volt, but as you get to the larger, you will need a 208 power hookup for that. So it just depends on the sizes. I can tell you exactly what they are because I don't have them memorized in terms of the sizes. But if you give me 1 second, I don't have it in here, but I can find it for you. Go ahead and fill out any other questions. I will pull this up real quickly for us. Joe, if you can relay those questions to me while I'm not looking at the screen.
That was the only one that I had sent to me privately. Otherwise, all of them are through to everyone within the function. Oh, wait, here's another one.
Excellent.
What about the legs? Are 6-inch legs required?
Yes, excellent question. So let me just finalize this last one here. Your power requirements. So on the 24-inch unit, 120 volt standard. And the 30, 36, and 42, it is a 120, 208, or 240 volt connection. So you will require a larger plug for the larger units. The question about the legs. The unit does come with 4-inch legs that is required for us to send. And the reason for that is for a cleaning. So if you were to place it directly on the counter, you would have to silicone the base. If you were to utilize the legs, it now gives you the accessibility to clean underneath of the unit, so you don't have to worry about anything, or worry about any kind of safety or food hazard stuff. Perfect. Where's my toilet paper and Clorox wipes? Well, because it's been a few days, I think I have to get back to the store and restock. I'm hoping they have some at my local grocery store or box store. Well, fantastic, guys. Well, with that being said, let's go ahead and I'm going to share my screen again here with you. And let's move into some of the memes of the day. So for all of our online ordering, how do you wish to pay? Visa, MasterCard, perhaps toilet paper. Now you know where all of my toilet paper has gone. Another one of my favorites. I was taking a look at a map this week for this weekend's travel plans. I'm thinking the balcony looks really nice. And last but not least, day 1 of quarantine. I'm going to take this as an opportunity to improve my health. Day 2. Due to personal reasons, I'm eating lasagna in my shower. And I'm sure all of us have experienced or felt that in the last few days. So, well, that is fantastic, guys. I really appreciate you attending. As always, if you're watching on YouTube, go ahead and hit the bell icon so you'll be notified anytime we put new videos up there. And it always helps us to like, share, and subscribe so we know that you're enjoying the content. And we'll see you tomorrow. Thanks, everybody.